What?
And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends.
Winner!
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team.
Do you even know what you're talking about?
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
That's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All Man United fans live in the past.
Welcome to the weekend recap show from We Are Soccer. We're rebranding it a little bit. All right, boys and girls, welcome one and all. We very much appreciate you joining us. Big night tonight. Lots of soccer to talk about. There is so much soccer, as usual, to talk about. Well, City go top of the Premiership. Jurgen Klopp pulls his hamstring, celebrating. Villa ends. Their unbeaten run ends due to Fernandes and Man United at their hands. Not the most entertaining of games, but Man United got the job done, 1-0. We'll talk about that. I'm telling you what, the Liverpool-Tottenham game was as entertaining as a game as you will see all year. Jota scores last gasp winner to send Spurs down there. Leeds, oh boy, relegation trouble. My friend Leeds, oh good lord. Bayern leaves it late, but goes top of the Bundesliga. And a 15-year-old plays for Barcelona, and everybody's up in arms. We'll talk about that. And for the first time ever, 3 female referees, on-field referees. 3 females on the field. Unbelievable. History made in the MLS. Lots to get to. Bundesliga, MLS. But before we jump into there, I want to thank our friends and partners. Specifically, a big thank you to Soccer World. If you are looking for soccer gear and you need something, soccerworld.net is the place to go. If you're in the Metro Detroit location, you got 3 wonderful locations for you to visit. Thank you to Next Level Training. Aaron and his guys are the absolute best. They are not just the best here in Michigan or the Midwest. They are the best soccer trainers in the country, bar none. That's why professional players from around the country travel here to train with Aaron and Next Level Training. And a big thank you to one of our new partners, Dog and Pony Show Brewing in Oak Park, Michigan. We're drinking their beer tonight, and it is absolutely delicious. Brooks and I were there this morning doing a little sampling of the beer, going live, talking soccer. We had a good time. Speaking of Brooks and Nate, the boys. Guys, how are we doing? You're over there at the kids' table. How are we, guys?
Non-stop weekend of exciting soccer where the coach to the stars, Nate Janulis, okay, maybe not the stars, but, undefeated still with my boys. Heck yeah, my daughter's team, undefeated. My men's 030 broken hip team, undefeated. Lots of undefeated. Champions, Stuttgart, 5th win in a row, doing good. And I think there was a little team that, struggles to get by. The working man's team.
Working man's team.
United. Beat some mid-table slappy team.
Mid-table.
Mid-table.
We are 6th, I believe.
No, you have dropped to 7th, sir, I believe.
So that's mid-table out of 20?
That's mid-table. It's mid-table enough to me. It's funny, yeah, you guys were on a run until you actually
how'd that protest go? You guys put up today.
It went as good as our win. Oh,
great protest. Oh, we don't like the way our owners spend money. They're not spending enough money. Yes,
they don't like how they put them in debt, like you so nicely put at one point. Anyways, we'll get to that and how wrong you were.
Man.
And I think you knew it was coming that Villa was gonna definitely lose because we tried to place a bet and you didn't want to take it.
We'll get to that.
You knew it.
We'll get to that.
You knew. Anywho, I'm sorry.
Do I look sad?
Yeah. Okay.
Really? All right, Brooks, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, hold on.
No, I've been with a guy all day.
To the left of me, he's more crispier and tastier than this beer I just put in my mouth. He's fresher than a new sponsor at We Are Soccer, and he won't hurt you, unlike Craig Hearn scheduling an event when he knew you couldn't make it. He's single. He's always looking to mingle. Ladies, he's the one. He's the only. Brooks Slambeer Jr. Junior. There's always two.
Always two.
Always two.
So Brooks, how we doing, buddy? How was the rest of your day today?
Good. I went to lunch with a friend.
There
So
you
we went
go.
to
You have friends?
I do have friends.
Outside of this group?
Outside of you
I don't
guys,
understand.
yes.
How'd you do that?
I don't understand.
I'm taking notes. Step
an
one.
Orange Theory friend. So
Step
you know,
one. Don't. Ooh. wait.
Yeah.
Ooh, that
Was
sounds
it- hold
interesting.
on.
Yep, hold on. We got questions.
Was it a lady?
What? Oh yeah, it was one of my lady friends I work out with. Yeah,
Ooh, yeah. Does she know that you're single, looking to mingle?
she does.
Uh-huh.
We're just friends.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm.
Wait, could this be considered a date?
No, this is just friends having lunch type of thing.
I don't know. Craig, let me ask you.
Mm.
If it was a male and a female,
Date.
okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna get by us, Brooks.
Yeah,
we
we're
know
out here,
exactly
babe.
what's going on.
Ladies, he might not be single for long. You better snatch this Brooks up while you still
Exactly.
got a chance.
Yeah.
He's like a shooting star.
Yep.
Once he passed by your orbit, he's gone.
Mm.
All right, boys, let's jump in. Let's talk soccer. Before we do, cheers to everybody. Thanks for joining.
Most.
We are on YouTube. We are on Twitter and Twitch. Wherever you're at, do us a favor, give us a like, give us a share, and leave a comment. Let us know what you think of the show. Jump in and put your thoughts in. We will read some of the comments out if they are good enough.
Don't forget, we're also on, what is it, iTunes Podcast, because that always comes
Ooh,
through. And
yeah,
on
and
Facebook.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Not on Facebook today because Facebook blows.
Gotcha.
Screw you, Facebook. But we are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We did have a friend today. Brooks and I made a new friend. We
You
were
made a
walking-
friend?
Yeah,
another
she
one.
goes,
Taking
"Hey,
notes?
what's with your sweater? That's really cool." I was like, "This
Yeah.
is We Are Soccer." She
What
goes,
is wise?
"Yeah,
That's what
what's
she
that?"
has.
And we explained, and she goes, "Are you guys on Spotify?" And we were like,
Yeah.
"Yep." She pulled it up. She goes, "Oh my God, you are."
Yes,
And we were
are.
famous. We were famous because of it. We had a great time today. We were out at Dog and Pony Show Brewing in Oak Park, as I said.
Yeah, it's a great time. I
It's
enjoyed
a
myself
great
there.
time.
You could have came and visited.
I could not have come and visited. I had multiple kids.
Actually, you know what's funny? When we were there with everyone brought their kids.
There was a lot of
I
kids
was
there.
shocked.
Yeah.
Like for the Liverpool.
Well,
The Liverpool
no
Tottenham
one
game?
told me to do that.
Sorry, we'll have to. Well, we didn't know. But you know,
Either did I.
You've got kids?
they had bagels and donuts.
Yeah, Sydney had a game at 1, too. So.
It's cutting it close.
Barn burner. She came back. Her
Yeah,
team-
my kid had a game at 12. I didn't go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you have all 3 kids, Nate?
Father of the Year
Two.
award just went out the window for
Oh,
me.
Who'd you have? Reed and
Sydney and Gwen.
Sydney. Oh, the 2 girls.
The powerhouse.
Ah.
Dynamic duo.
All right, boys, let's jump in. Let's get to soccer. All right. I'm going to start with big news I don't know, but City have gone top of the Premiership. City today.
I'm shocked.
City today win 2-1. They still have a game in hand. They are now points ahead of Arsenal. Listen, there's still several games to go. I think 5 games left. They specifically have 6 games. Most teams in the league have 5. But I'm pretty much ready to go, hey, trophy, here you go, City.
Great.
Good job. They're still the Champions League. I get it. I
Greg.
get it. Yes,
Greg.
Nate.
Look at me. Look at me.
I'm looking.
You're the farm league now.
So, so
Shut up.
let's just say
Shut up.
that Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah, that's not
were-
their fault.
They were top of the league.
God.
It's not their fault for
They had
drawing
one
against
freaking job.
Bochum.
One.
Bochum. How do you tie Bochum?
by,
Come on.
by not scoring more goals.
Come on.
Brooks, that's how you time a team, right?
I mean, Bayern. We're looking at it, going, okay, they're probably going to get 3 points. We need to get 3 points just to keep up, to remain in second.
It's not over yet. There is hope on the horizon.
Because Thomas Tuchel and the Bayern team suck right now.
Leipzig.
Wait, so
Yeah,
Bayern is the
and
hope.
Bayern could get into there as Union Berlin could get up into
Leipzig
third
is
as
the
well.
hope.
did Bayern and Hertha tie?
Bayern and Hertha.
No, the Bayern won 2-0. They pulled it out later.
Oh, see, because Craig and I earlier today we were talking about Union Berlin. It has a small outside chance, to be honest with you.
They do.
Yeah.
It's very small, I mean, but it's 62, 61, 56,
Mhm.
56, 54. So Leipzig's fighting to get back into the Champions League, which they have to, and Munich has to play them. So that's my slaying of the the empire right there is Leipzig coming on and doing a favor for Dortmund, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But all right, we're gonna get to some Bundesliga talk in a little bit, Nate. Don't jump ahead of it so quick. All right, City have gone top. Kevin De Bruyne rested, not even in the match day 18. Probably left at home in Manchester as Man City traveled down to Fulham to Craven Cottage, 2-1. That goal that Julian Alvarez scored in the 36th minute to win the game. My word, what a goal from the top of the box there. Stunning. First goal, Erling Haaland, penalty kick, well done. He now breaks record, all-time leading goal scorer for a season in Premiership. But, yeah, we saw that coming. 50 goals in 49 games, I believe.
He didn't score that many in Germany, though.
He did not. He was also injured a lot there.
Ooh. Yeah. The heartbreaking news of the match.
Yeah, Tim Ream.
Out.
Yeah, with his arm for this season.
What a bummer.
With his age. I mean,
What a bummer.
That might have been his last bit of Premier League action.
You think so?
To St. Louis City and MLS.
I mean, he could go MLS for sure. I mean, I
Last
think
2 years.
I think he still has something in him. It's just I don't know if he has enough in him for the Premier League at 35, turning 36 next year.
Probably not.
I will say he's had such a good year this year that he's earned the right, and the captain of Fulham, by the way, he's earned the right to come back next year, and I guarantee he'll be back next year. Will he be as productive as he was this year? I mean, that's going to be hard to do. That's going to be really hard to do.
Yep.
But the guy's earned the right to do it, so he'll be back. I
question
guarantee he'll be doing it.
Does he want to come back at 36, or does he want to call it a career in the Premier League at 36 and go burn off 2-3 years in the MLS? I think the latter might be, go back home where family is. Where's he from? Tim Ream?
St. Louis. He's a St. Louis boy.
Well, there you go. You know what I mean? Like, go back home where family's at, burn your career out, finish your career out there, call it Dunsies. It just is sad to see because it was a very, very good year for him, and for it to end just like that.
So I'm gonna absolutely. It's very sad to see that end. It's a shame. He does a weekly podcast, which I occasionally listen to. It's gonna be interesting to see what he says this week.
My arm's broke. I can't play. Yeah, that's
but
probably what I was gonna say.
This is a question I want to put to everybody who's listening and watching, and to you two boys, Nate and Brooks.
Ooh.
Tim Ream has had such a good year. Has there been an American player this season, so 2022-23 season, has there been a better player? Has there been a better American player?
Tyler Adams?
No,
He's hurt too.
I would say Tim Ream personally has been better.
I think he's been the best one.
I know. I don't think Tyler Adams got the captaincy at Leeds.
No, but his age, he's not going to get it in his first year in the league.
Yes. Agreed, but I would say because. Oh, okay, so it's not. If you think about it, Fulham were promoted, right?
Yeah.
Tim Ream became the captain last year, so now it's essentially like their first year back in the Premiership.
Yes.
I think that Tyler Adams is a good shout, but I still feel that. I mean, before the World Cup started, we were all like, maybe Tim Ream. He's leading a team that's in the top 10 in the Premiership. He's doing such a good job. He's got to be on that roster. Has to be on the roster. And then he was taken for the roster, and did a great job at the World Cup. And we said, damn, it's a shame he's 35.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have been going if he was only a bit younger. But and Pep Guardiola came out with a comment and said, "Oh man, if you were 10 years younger, I'd take you on my team."
Yeah.
What a compliment from the best manager ever.
Yep.
Sorry, I keep cutting you off there, Nate.
No, my only vote for Adams was making that jump into the Premier League. So jumping up into a higher league where Tim Ream was already playing in England. Yeah, it's up a league and whatnot. But also it was Adams' first World Cup, and he was a captain at 24.
I agree. I mean,
it's kind of like saying, what do you like better, pizza with bacon or pizza with pepperoni? Both are damn good, right? So it's hard to say, in my opinion.
I like ham and pineapple.
Get out. And don't think I forgot about your Tim Hortons picture today.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. It was on the way.
Dare you. On the way, do you know what's right next to Dog and Pony?
Yeah, Berkeley Coffee. But I don't.
You know what? All right, boys. I think
I have no- I
we
have
are
nothing
gonna
to
have
say.
to. We're
I'm
gonna have
done.
to. We're gonna
I'm
have to.
done.
We're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to go out
And
to Dog
calling
and
it a
Pony
night.
Brewing the next couple of weeks here, and then make a stop at
Berkeley Coffee.
Berkeley Coffee.
Not until they sponsor us.
Yes.
I like coffee. And
I do too, and I guess they do a slow drip, but still,
I don't actually know what that means, but
it drips slowly.
but I
in
want
the
my
name.
coffee now. I want like instant. I mean, not instant coffee,
Instant
but I want it
coffee.
like now.
I'd
Instant
like
gratification.
I'd like Folgers coffee.
Hey,
Oh.
if you want instant coffee, why don't you go down to Tim Hortons and get that Canadian swill?
No,
Or are
I,
you gonna buy good, homegrown
I don't want to.
Americana?
I don't want to say the
Berkeley
name of
brew.
the coffee that I brought in this morning, but it started with a star and comes
Yeah,
from,
go on.
comes from the place in Seattle. You
Talk
know.
dirty to me. Talk dirty.
You like the
Oh, yeah.
Bucks? You like
Oh,
the Bucks?
yeah.
Yeah. Some people think it's burnt.
I like it.
Well, some people are idiots too.
I agree.
And most people are at a 6th grade level. So what do you want?
All right, boys. Should we jump in and talk about the Villa game, or should we talk about that Liverpool
Yes, let's
Tottenham
talk
game? What do you
about how
wanna do?
Villa was straight up dominated by Man United.
Mm.
Straight up dominated, Craig. Go on.
So
Give
you
me
two
the
can argue.
Yeah, give me the fact. I'm not going to argue. We lost. As I said before the match kicked off, I wasn't really expecting much. I thought we were on a good run, but we're playing at
I wasn't
Old Trafford.
expecting much. This guy, we're going to make the Europa. We're on the way in. We could get in the Champions League.
See, he wins a game, and this is what happens.
Hey, we beat the teams 10 and below. Look at us. We're awesome.
Whoa, Tottenham, Fulham,
Awesome.
Tottenham and Fulham.
Oh, yeah, because Tottenham's
And
like
Chelsea.
on the
Yeah.
hot
I'm
streak.
sorry. Wait, so-
Chelsea's there was 11th when you beat them.
Yeah.
10 and
okay,
below.
10 and below.
And yeah, you got
there was
lucky
another
with
team-
Newcastle, who overlooked you.
So you just proved yourself wrong and proved me right, but whatever. All right, so I did bump into two of the people who run the Red Devils,
Yeah.
and I had some nice conversations with
Which
them.
ones? Do you got names or no?
Mr. Alex and Mr. Adam.
Oh yeah.
Good guy,
Mhm.
good dudes.
They're good guys.
And I said to them, listen, we were broadcasting live. I watched the game. I don't know if I wasn't focused enough, but
You
for
weren't.
me, the game just wasn't entertaining. It just didn't seem to really like have that feel. And they looked at me and they went, yeah, it was really a poor game. And I went, okay, then it's not just me. I'm sad we lost.
I don't know what they're talking
United
about. I
with-
thought it was a decent game for both sides, to be honest with you.
United, I think, deserved to win the game. And then I think what really capped it was the Lindelof off the line, right?
Yeah.
That right
Yeah,
there.
and-
But if that goes
so-
in and it ends 1-1, both sides are going, it's fair-ish. Fair. We'll walk away with a point. But I think on the day, probably Man United deserved the 3 points.
So, in all seriousness aside, I thought it was an entertaining game. I don't know what they're
Okay.
talking about. I thought both teams had various opportunities. I thought it could have gone either way, various different times. Statistically speaking, United did dominate them. Statistically speaking, when you look at shots, XG, passes completed.
Sure.
But at the same time, Villa had several opportunities, and Lindelof clearance was one of them. There were several close calls as well for Villa. And so I don't know. It's everyone goes, oh, it was just 1-0. I think you're discounting. A lot of people discount the stuff that was going on. The shots, the XG, the big chances that were actually happening. Yeah, they didn't go in, but it was still exciting moments for both teams.
Yeah.
Both teams.
I will say I'm not countering in any way, but as you and I have talked before, and I think we've both been in agreement, possession. Today,
Right.
I think Villa decided they were going to give up the possession.
Right.
They were
So that's why
the lion's share go ahead. We're going to try break out and see what we can do.
Mhm.
And for me, it's like, well, why are we doing that? Like, it's
And so that's where I agree. Possession is a poor, but United
Right.
also dominated shots,
Yeah.
XG, shots
Yeah.
and goals, chance and grade. But at the same time, yeah, it looked like Villa was kind of holding back. But then they almost caught him a couple times on the fast break, and that's what made it
They did.
exciting. And so there was several opportunities for Villa that Villa had, and honestly, and this was the question I was posed to you guys. So you have your new coach. I'm going to butcher the name.
Unai Emery.
I was going to say Arnie Ermi, but go ahead.
Unai Emery.
Okay.
Ernie?
Ernie.
Ernie.
And then
Bert. No. Unai
and then
Emery.
I got my new coach at Stuttgart, Sebastian Hoyes.
Mhm.
And the question kind of goes, at what point do you say it's no longer a new manager bounce? And at what point do you go, he's just pretty damn good? And I think for sure the Villa coach, Arnie,
Unai Emery.
not Arnie Ermi.
No, not
okay.
I know what you were saying.
Wasn't that the drill sergeant guy that you said?
See, we
the
introduced
one from Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah, we introduced beer to the
What's
show.
your name,
now
fat
we're
buddy?
laughing everything. Unai Emery.
Uni Emery.
That is a
so
great-
it wasn't
it is a great-
Arnie Ermy, the
No.
drill sergeant from?
No, it was not.
Because he would be a great coach, calling everyone fat body and like. So, anyways, but at what point? At what point is it no longer a new manager bounce? And at what point do you say, that he is just a really good coach? And I was interested in what your guys' opinion is. I definitely think the Villa coach for sure is beyond that. I'm not sure if Stuttgart's coach is, but yeah, what number of games or what position or at what point do you go, hey, yeah, this guy's just good?
Brooks, you want to field that, or you want me to go?
You can go first.
All right, gladly. All right, so yeah, it's something we've talked about all the time, right? The new manager bounce. The new manager comes in. I think it's for the next 5 to 10 games. You're gonna get the players. They're gonna go, okay, it's a new voice, it's a new formation, it's a new way. I've got to prove my worth to the new boss, and that's what they do. They're better in training. They come out, they play better. There's wins, there's points. They move up the table, and I'm gonna say it's probably 5 to 10 games, which you could put in the space of maybe 2 months.
Okay.
So. Obviously, Unai Emery for Villa is way past that,
he's
right?
Past that.
He's been there almost 6 months now. He came in November, and if you were to the date he started, I believe it was like November 10th. If you take from if the games in the Premiership started at that date until today, Villa would be first in the Premiership. That's how many points they've picked up. They were in 17th position.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Nate, you nailed it. It's not just new manager bounce. He took the same freaking players that Gerrard had and said, we can do better. And this is what we're gonna do. And he's moved up the table, and whether than 5th, 6th, 7th, it's amazing to see. The big challenges 12 months on, right? Where are they gonna be in November and December of the next season? Because now he'll have had 2 windows. I think he's going to do well, but
I think your biggest challenge is who you're going to keep post-transfer window. But anyways, Brooks.
Wait, repeat the question.
how long does it?
At what point are you out of new manager bounce mode, and are you into he's just good?
I think you got to give the guy, 10, between 5 to 10 games, I would say.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, because if it's more than 10, you're kind of seasoned, But 5 is like, you had a couple games. You may have a break in between, depending on when you start. Between that 5 and 10 range, probably 8's probably a good one. Like by the time you're kind of seasoned in there, the club, you've been in there for a month and a half or so.
Yeah, it's probably about a month and a half to 2 months, and then all of a sudden, the players they start to fade back a little bit into old ways, or the other teams. I think a lot of what we haven't discussed here is a lot of teams figure out. So a new manager comes in, and you're like, okay, we got to play this team, and they got a new manager.
Yeah.
What formation are they going to use? What's he going to do with the players that he has now at his disposal? And a lot of managers don't know how to counter that, right?
Yes.
But after you go, all right, this guy's been in charge for 2 months. We've seen 8 games. He's played a 4-4-2, a 3-5-2, a 4-4-2, a 3-5. Okay, this is what he's probably going to play against us, so we can kind of the coaches can kind of chess match it better.
Yes.
In my opinion.
So
it's a great question, Nate.
Frank Lampard still could be a good man.
Yeah, no.
So
Yeah,
here's what,
no.
and I thought about this today because Stuttgart won again, and I'm looking at Sebastian Hoyens' record where he's won 3 games tied 2. He's won the first away game, right? Which was at Bochum. He tied Dortmund, he tied Augsburg away, and won Gladbach away. He's won 33% of their games within 13% of their matches. And at what point am I just drinking the Kool-Aid, or am I sitting pretty?
How many games has he been in charge now?
13%, 5 games.
He's 5
But
games.
he's won 33% of their games. So they only have 6 wins, right? And he won two of those 6 wins is his.
No,
2
he's
draws.
still in new
Still-
manager bounce territory, I think, but it's a good time for
It's
it,
a
right?
good time.
And now with that win, what position have they moved up
They're
to?
out. Yeah, they're out of relegation, but most importantly, And we could talk about this if we do the Wednesday soiree. And Nate's going to come in full Schwabish and ready to go because Wednesday is Stuttgart versus Frankfurt in the Pokal.
Schwabish, what's that?
Schwabish. It's
Is that like an outfit or a
No,
hat he's going to wear? What is that?
Schwabia is the area that does.
Swabia? I don't know what that is.
Come on,
All right.
man.
Wear Stuttgart gear? Is that what you're doing?
Oh man, full on lederhosen. We're gonna go, baby, because Stuttgart takes on Frankfurt at 2:45 for the Pokal. And that's
Pokal?
Okay.
semifinal.
Oh, is it a DFL book? DFL Cup? Oh, yeah, baby. Everybody loves a little bit of the Pokal Cup.
Well, let me tell you this: if that's a game to watch on Wednesday,
Picking a Pokal?
picking a Pokal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Imagine a team that has done well in the past, but hasn't really done anything in about 10 years. 2014 was when they last won the league, and now they're hosting a semifinal on their way to a final. If they beat Frankfurt, a very beatable team, that's an hour north.
So that's what we got to look forward to on
There's going to be
Wednesday.
so much noise at that stadium.
Have you blocked off the time of work? So
Oh, I'm not working that day.
Yeah, there's no work.
There's no.
There's no work.
No.
No,
Bosch,
no.
Bosch is headquartered in Stuttgart. We're shutting down, all of Bosch. We're just going to close doors and just be like, no.
But no free tickets like Fortuna Dusseldorf.
No, but that's a good idea for a team that's
So
struggling.
yeah,
Yeah.
let's
bad idea.
briefly mention that Fortuna Dusseldorf are giving free tickets away next year.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
As you put in the group, Nate, probably that's what you have to do when you suck, right?
Well, it's an interesting concept, and their concept is, hey, if we give. So first thing, what you got to understand too is the Bundesliga tickets are very affordable for the.
I'd say
average
they're
person.
cheap anyway.
Yes,
They are.
and they do that on purpose.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're like 20, 30 euros, all of them.
Yeah.
They're not expensive gets. They do that because I'm not sure if that's government regulated or not, but all the stadiums, most of the stadiums are very, very affordable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So they're
Seems like it's
waiving
very
that,
normal, yeah.
and what they're saying is through concessions, through sponsorship, and everything else, we'll make up that difference. And it's going to be an interesting experiment to see how it goes, because if it goes fine and well and proven out fine and well, I can tell you that won't be the last German team to do
Interesting.
it. Now, whether it leaks out of Germany, that'll be a different story, because
So what do you do to make up the money? Do you up
That-
your prices?
there's
You
well,
up your
they're not
concession?
they're not saying they're upping the concession prices. They're just figuring that if they're packing a stadium with free tickets, that more people buy concessions and they'll be good.
And
One,
obviously there's
and
a
then-
team store at the stadium, right?
and then also though is they're thinking that additional sponsorship or more sponsorship will then pick up the bill. That's what I read
All right.
as far as what they're saying. Hey, this is how we're gonna make up that extra income, if you will.
It's an
struggling for
it's an
sponsors?
it's an interesting marketing ploy.
It
really is.
Are they struggling for sponsors?
I don't think they
no,
are.
I don't think
No,
any
most
of the teams
aren't. But
no teams
they're
like
just
that are
saying
struggling
pick up
with
additional
sponsors.
ones.
Yeah.
You know?
It is an interesting marketing ploy.
Maybe they're saying going to be like this match or this free match is brought to you by whatever,
Yeah.
or you know what I mean. So they'll maybe have matches sponsored by actual thing. So I'm not, I don't know the nitty gritty details of additional sponsorship, but that's basically what they said is additional sponsorship is what they're figuring they're going to pick up the cost from.
Interesting.
All right, boys. Maybe my comments about the Man United Villa game being a little boring were just a little off, because the game right after it, Liverpool hosting Tottenham, was one of the games of the season in my opinion. Liverpool went up 3-0 inside of like 18 minutes. It was unbelievable. And I kept telling people at the Dog and Pony Show Brewing where I was watching this, like, hey, this is going to be another Newcastle slaughtering here, man. They are going to slaughter you.
Yep.
And then slowly but surely, Spurs got back into it.
Yep.
Harry Kane puts one in. Harry Kane could have had another one. And then in the second half, they hit the post 3 times. And they tied it up. And it was absolutely end-to-end stuff. And Richarlison in the 93rd minute, I believe it was, tied it up, made it 3-3. Liverpool come down, a poor touch from the Spurs defender, lays the ball on a plate for Jota, who still has some work to do, rounds it past Forster, and you're like, wow, what a freaking game. Again, it was just end to end. Like I said, Spurs in the second half hit the post 3 times.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's good to see Manchester United, soon to be Harry Kane, get into it.
I asked a couple of Spurs fans.
Oh, they say no?
No. They were sympathetic, saying, he's done his job for us. He's been a great team player.
it's time for him to go. And I said, where is he going to go? And they said,
Newcastle.
well, no one said Newcastle. No. They said looks like Man United could be a place for him to land. And I said, well, what about Bayern? And they said Bayern would be a better place because they didn't, obviously, with Man United.
If he wants success, it's Bayern. If he wants to stay in England, I think it's United.
He goes to United. There'll be 2 trophies on a plate. I think you can probably put 2 trophies right there.
Colbera Cup and FA Cup.
Yeah, probably.
I shall laugh when he goes to Newcastle United.
Yeah, I mean, trust me, they will make a play for him, but
They'll make a play, but I don't think
they'll offer him a ton of
And
money.
all
gonna
the
go to
Man
a
United fans will be sad.
I think,
because Brooks was right.
as I predicted 4 months ago, I think he's going to end up at Bayern.
I think he could end up
because he realizes he's got this legendary status at Tottenham. He's going to have a statue outside the new stadium at some point in his life. If he goes away, he goes into middle of Europe and goes to Germany because he won't be playing against Tottenham, will he? He can't come back to haunt them. So that's how you keep legendary status right there. And then maybe after 4 or 5 years there, he goes, you know what? I'm going to come back and sit the bench for Tottenham 1 more year, or I'm done, and then I'll just go back and support the Tottenham club, and I never hurt them. I actually earned them $100 million, blah, 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 whatever it is. I think he goes to Bayern, but Nate, to your point, he could very well end up at Manchester United, but it'll cost $20 million more for Manchester United than it would for
He's going to fit
Bayern.
within that cap that UEFA's proposing?
United's already talking to him.
Yeah, apparently. There's talk. I mean, listen.
Because here's the reality. Everyone knows what United needs, and there's a few strikers out there.
There's a few strikers. Osimhen, Kane are the big 2.
Yep.
Bellingham's obviously the midfielder, the 6.
Bellingham's going to Madrid.
We know that.
But yeah, Osimhen is, and he's been open. He wants to come to the Premier League. If you want to go low rent, you go get Führig out in Germany there. That'd be an easy low rent pick because he's a high scorer.
But
the guy
his
from which was he? Werder Bremen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
He leads the league still,
yeah,
right?
He leads the league, and he's a big target forward. So there's target forwards out there. So I think it boils
Better than
down.
Weghorst.
Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Well,
How did he play today?
Didn't.
Him in the chair did really well.
Yeah, he did. He was a good cheerleader.
Yeah.
But
Cheerleader?
cheerleader.
Cheerleader.
There you go. I like that.
Yeah.
I do. So, yes, Harry Kane, his agent, is actually his brother, Mark. And he has been in touch with Man United, as we know. He's also been in touch with Bayern
Here's a name,
this
too.
past week, according to Fabrizio Romano, who is, as we know, the transfer godfather. I don't know what his nickname is.
Here's another name I'm going to throw out there. It's a very dark horse. Now, it's not a it's a name that you're not going to look at as like, hey, he's going to be a starter, but he's a guy who could come in and easily take a second spot or be very close
for United. You're saying
for
So
United
but
any
you're
team.
looking for a main striker, aren't you?
For
A main
United,
guy.
but this would be a gamble, right?
Yeah.
Matthias Tell, the French striker from Bayern Munich, who's apparently really pissed off, the 6-foot forward, who's actually done decent when he's allowed to play, but he hasn't been allowed to play very much and has been sitting a lot. And that has pissed him and his agent
Can't
off.
say I know enough about him to speak intelligently, but I'd look him up. I mean, hey, if he's on the Bayern books and he's still there and they want to keep him, he must have something to him.
This is the problem, and it might even go for a team like Villa who want to take who could use it maybe a forward if they get rid of Oli Watkins, and he's 18, not as a starter, but definitely as a rotational guy, a future guy.
Well, we've got Duran there now. Duran, the 19-year-old we got
Jesus.
from the Fire. He's actually played all right.
Yeah, we'll see.
But Nate, I think United saw today.
It's been all year.
What Ollie Watkins is really about. Like he got faced up one-on-one with a defender and didn't get a shot off.
Yeah.
He had to go to the byline and cross it back. He doesn't have the greatest first touch in the world, and his takeoff speed to beat a defender is second rate.
Yep.
Rashford was able to face up one-on-one with a defender and blow by them.
Yes.
That's the difference. Rashford can get his shots off. Ollie Watkins can't, and that's not what United need. Believe me. Listen, if you want to offer us 40 to 50 million for Ollie Watkins,
they're not going to offer 40.
take him.
They'd offer 20. So
See,
here's
the thing. We bought him for 27. No one in the world's going to get him.
We'll give you 22 then.
Then he's not leaving.
And a hot dog.
We don't need to sell.
And a
Again,
hot
we're a
dog.
richer club than you, so we don't need to sell.
Sure.
we're not in debt, and our owners are richer than yours.
You know what's funny about debt? Most billionaires are in debt. It's all just about how you manage it. Anywho.
Okie dokie.
Anywho.
Onwards.
Anywho. The reality is United doesn't, or probably won't, have a striker like a forward come the summer.
You don't think so?
Well, Waghurst is alone. He's going back. Montreal is probably gone. Rashford plays left. Jordan Sancho plays right. Mason
Jadon
Greenwood.
Sancho.
Jaden, whatever. Mason Greenwood.
Shouldn't you know the names of your own players
I
for your
don't,
team?
I don't need to.
Can you spell Sancho?
No. Yeah, Sancho.
Yay! Ding 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 ding.
Anthony is.
Sorry if that was loud. I got to use these damn buttons, man. I got these buttons.
Anthony, Lego, Pasteri, and Garnacho are all wingers. So we have a lot of wingers. Now I know
You just need that true 9.
and so I know you've shit.
They don't
on-
exist anymore, Craig.
So I know you.
Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, for one.
Osimhen, Kane. Okay.
Yeah. Osimhen, Kane, Haaland.
So what? There's like how
Mitrovic.
many?
And you know what? Now that I say it, that wouldn't be a bad shout, would it? Because you know who he reminds me of?
Who?
Zlatan?
Berbatov.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Berbatov.
There you go.
That and what did Berbatov
So-
do? Went to Man United towards the end of his career to see if he could win something, and he played very well.
So not to start a mudslinging fight. Just hear me out here. I know when we talk, you're very critical on a Jadon Sancho, very critical on a Anthony.
One of the top 5
Do
best paid
Do
players.
you understand that their stats are very similar to your Jack Grealish? Very similar with let's play. Here's the big difference, though. Who does Jack Grealish have to play with in that center?
Yes.
So
I'm going to look at
So,
those stats.
go.
I would
did.
love to
You want-
see the
you want me to do it now?
assists. Show me the
So
assists.
the assists are higher. The goals are about the same. The assists are higher, but again, to my point,
He's a midfielder. I don't know if he's really going to score a lot of goals.
so the goals are the same. Again, I'm going to repeat my comment. The goals are the same for the players that play left and right, as
The
Jack
styles
Grealish
of
does.
play are
Let
completely
me
different.
finish.
In my
The goals are the same. The assists are slightly higher. Who is he assisting in the center?
How like
Grealish or the
Haaland.
wingers?
slightly by like,
Grealish,
Oh,
Holland.
man.
Well, yeah, league assists. You want me to read them?
Listen, I will say I get where you're going with that.
And that's
I
my
can
only point.
I
That
can
these
appreciate it,
these
but I think if
players-
you were to put Jack Grealish inside of the Man United team, his stats would be twice what Jadon Sancho.
not if he doesn't have a target forward.
You remember when he played at
So
Philly, he loved
Jadon
to go
Sancho,
score
Jadon
goals.
Sancho for the league, 5 goals scored. Jack Grealish, 5 goals scored. Jadon Sancho, 2 assists. Jack Grealish, 6 assists. Again, who is he assisting, Mr. Grealish?
There's such different styles of play. Jadon Sancho
Okay.
is asked to
You're
run
not-
with the ball and go to goal. Grealish isn't. He's asked to get the ball, continue play within the team. I just feel it's a different style of play.
Are you understanding my point?
I get your point, but what I'm
is
saying
my
is
point?
what I'm saying is I think if you put Jack Grealish inside of the Man United team,
He's not gonna have 5 assists. I don't know who he's assisting in the center.
I think he'll have
Here's-
5 assists and he'll have 10 goals.
Here's Anthony, 4 goals to Jack Grealish, 5 goals. Again, 6 assists to Anthony's 1. By the way, Grealish has played 6 more games than both those players. But again,
Still don't rate Anthony. I
but-
think.
but
I
again-
still don't think it's a good
but
buy.
again, if I have, I don't know who we could say is arguably the best target forward probably in the last
Probably.
2 years, or tied with Kane. You know, in the past 2 years, like at least last year, standing in the middle, it's easier to get assists. That's my only point.
It is. It absolutely is.
And that's what this team is missing, and
Alright,
it is what
so
I'm
let's-
trying to hammer home.
Okay, so let's
They're
let's
missing that true 9.
Let's
Yeah.
be realistic on. Let's talk true nines. Let's think around the world in Serie A, La Liga, EPL, and Bundesliga. List me a true 9. Let's all go through and list who we think are true 9s.
Holland.
Okay, Haaland's one. Okay,
Holland's your true 9. Lewandowski's a true 9.
okay for Barca. Kareem Benzema,
Kareem Benzema, absolutely a true 9.
Osimhen.
Osimhen for Napoli.
Zlatan
Lu-
when he's healthy.
Zlatan, Lukaku for Inter Milan.
Is he? Is
yeah,
he a true
yeah,
9?
Yeah, he can't play anywhere else.
Like when we consider true 9, is he's kind of a guy that likes to run in behind like Rashford.
Mitrovic is a true 9 for Fulham. I think Watkins could
Valhalla?
be.
No, you don't think. You need to know.
Valhalla?
So for sure, if we're calling true 9, so Kane obviously.
Kane, Mitrovic,
Valak.
who?
Valak or Valak?
Oh, Valak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Juventus.
Yep. I think
him.
Watkins would be considered a true 9 at Villa.
One that scores goals, Craig.
He scored 12 goals in the last
Oh,
15 games.
I mean, like
12
pure
goals in the last
dominant
15 games.
Wind! Johannes Wind from Denmark, who scored twice for Wolfsburg.
Yes. Well, I mean,
Fjork is a true 9?
are
Okay,
you saying? Let me
let's
understand
just
the
let's
argument
keep-
here.
Is there anyone else we're missing?
I'm sure there
Vasquez. Vasquez is
No. I did not say like.
Yeah, Brandon Vasquez.
Brandon
I did not
Vasquez.
say MLS.
Pepe.
So
Yeah.
listen, like, how many guys did we list? And they're already with the team, and they're already fine where they're at.
Who
Yeah.
says they're fine where they're at?
Like-
Osimhen
And
said
I'm
he's
saying a
staying-
true 9, like not like like Jesus, who's like an in behind guy. Like, what do you consider a true 9? Back to goal, can do everything.
So Osimhen has openly said he wants to go to the Premier League next year.
No. What do you consider a true 9? Back
Yeah,
to goal, can do everything in the
Osimhen.
world.
I mean, there's
He can
everything.
play
in
in
the world,
behind.
but
He can share. He can. He
no,
can
yes,
in
play on
behind,
the
you
play
can
on the
combine.
shoulder, can head the ball, can create his own space.
Guy
to
in the
shoot.
center who's a target and who's going
Yeah.
to score.
The one who, when the ball's in the back, when you're back line,
Yeah.
the one who we aim for. We need to hit him to release pressure and to hold the ball, and then he lays it off, gets into the middle, and it's crossed
Some
into
guy
him.
who's in the middle who somehow breaks free and scores goals.
I tell you what, one of the best true 9 performances I've seen this year was Holland versus Arsenal.
Yeah.
That right there, he came back, received the ball, laid it off, ran, the ball went down wide, and they kept looking for him. He was, I think what they tried to do in that game against Arsenal was sucker Arsenal in. They said, last time we played you, we played in the highest man on the field. You know what we're going to do now? We're going to have him come towards the ball, and we're going to suck the 2 center backs in, and he's going to lay the ball off. And Kevin De Bruyne went one-on-one with the goalkeeper twice and scored on the first one.
So
it was a brilliant masterclass with using that true 9.
So the reason
withdrawn
I
a little
asked
bit.
the question was, if we really go through everyone, they're either tied up in contract with the team, some are looking to move, like Kane, and then the guy obviously at
Osimhen and Napoli.
yes,
Kane,
Napoli.
Osimhen, Valhalla could be.
You know Benzema's not going anywhere. You know Zlatan's too old. You know, so like it's a weird time. Like either you're too old to go anywhere, you're kind of on your last couple years with your team. Holland's the young and up and coming guy. We know he can move somewhere. Kane's kind of still got some years left in his career where he can make a move.
Maybe 4 at the
But
most.
if you're talking about true 9s, like that are legit, like can do everything, combine, play up, running behind, hold up the ball, win balls in the air. There just aren't players like that exist really anywhere. So the problem is, like, where are the true 9s? Like, we need a true 9. We need a true 9. Well, this is my point of bringing up this conversation, is that if you can't find a true 9 at Man United, Eric Ten Hag, you're a genius apparently. You need to figure out what, if you can't find a true 9, what else can you do? You're going to play a false 9? You're going to let the midfielders go a little higher? Or you're going to shoot the outside back? So it's really pointless if you don't have a guy that can head the ball in the air. Why would you want to cross it in the air? What's the point?
Or they'll get a true 9.
They'll spend the money and try for it. They'll try.
I'm just saying, like, let's be honest. Like, what Kane is your option and the Napoli guy, right? Let's be honest, those two.
No, I think
You're not going after anyone else because
You could go after- you
Lewandowski's
could go
staying at
after-
Barcelona.
Roger Valhalla can.
There's a
Juventus.
couple of others, but they're not the big names that
Is
United
Valhalla
would
really a
want.
guy that can really win balls in the air? Like, that they really don't do that in Syria. Like,
So they're winning and possibly going to be third without a true 9. The only point is if you want to push over the edge, I think that's what you need.
I'm just saying the idea of everyone's true 9. I don't think
Or
really, it's
let's
it's
not
really
call it a true 9.
long and
Let's
dusted.
call it a guy who can score goals. That's what you need. You're missing a center, whether you want to call him a false 9, a true 9, a center forward, or off-ball striker in the center, winning goals. Rashford is not that guy.
I agree.
He
He's
plays
not.
off the left and is very good off the left.
But
Either
can
is
you
Antony,
maneuver
either is
him?
Sancho.
Can you maneuver him in a way with Ten Hag that
I
you
would,
can
I would
then?
not want to maneuver him because he's very good on the left.
I'm just saying, for as genius as everyone says Ten Hag is, you think he could solve that issue if he can't
I think he
get a
tried
goal
with
scoring.
he tried
nine.
with Veghorst and it hasn't worked.
He
Yes.
tried with
That's why he
Weghorst,
hasn't put him back
which
in.
was a cheap, low-rent option because they lost Ronaldo, who
Yeah.
wasn't very
He's past his-
wasn't doing
he's
past
past
the
his
prime.
prime.
So in January, they decided not to blow their budget or reach for and pull a Chelsea and just buy a bunch of guys who aren't going to work.
Fair.
And got a guy who maybe works, maybe won't, because reality is Montreal, they're forward, they're the only one they got. can't stay healthy
Yeah.
at all. So they needed a backup, and actually it worked out because he went down, and then Waghorse went, and that's when Waghorse was getting all his time. Was when they had injury issues.
So, in my opinion, there's not so much center forwards now as very good wingers that play central, in my opinion. This is back to the true nine position to me.
I don't know if I agree with that because I don't think you can put a lot of those true nines that we just listed.
Well,
I don't think
Munich
you can
is
put those
struggling.
on the wing.
Because they're not all big anymore.
Munich
They're
is
all
struggling
small.
because they don't.
Munich
They
tried
lost
it.
their true
It
nine.
didn't work.
Yeah, and guess who? As I said, guess who? I think they're going to go try to get Harry Kane because they can
Yep.
offer him. They can offer him.
And you can't tell me that they don't have exceptional fast wing type talent that
They're
would
built-
start
they're built for
any.
speed, yeah.
Yeah, it's not working because they don't have
Yeah.
a finisher in that center.
Yeah. Well, all right. So the funny thing is, there is another team in the Premiership who has a true nine.
Vasquez to United.
Yeah.
Yes.
Patrick Bamford at Leeds, and he has kind of shit the bed this year.
I would not call him a true nine. I would call him an undersized forward.
He is so slow.
What's wrong with short people, Brooks?
Nothing.
he's-
Gabriel Jesus has
he's
done
six-
really well.
He's 6'2".
Brooks is
Bamford's
that's
pretty
still
tall.
short to Brooks. He's like
Yeah, well,
6'4".
yeah, I know. Brooks is like the tallest guy ever.
So tall
But
and
he
dreamy.
missed one the other
ladies.
day that could have won them the game and put 3 points on the board. And then you thought, okay, they're playing Bournemouth today. Bournemouth really don't have too much to play for. They need another couple points, and they'll be safe. So Leeds are in dire need of points. I think Leeds will go out and do this. And they get thumped. I think it was 4-1 final. Leeds, you're going to be gone. I think you're going to be gone, and you're going to be gone before the end of the season. It's going to be relegation time. Southampton, see you later. You're gone. Leeds are about to find that out. There's a 6-point game tomorrow on tap, Leicester versus Everton. I see Leicester pulling that out. I don't think they have anywhere near the skill to stop a Jamie Vardy and a Madison. I think that is going to be a hell of a game. It's a 3 p.m. kickoff Eastern Standard Time. Down the bottom of the table, there's a lot of fun happening.
Yes.
And there's going to be, I hate to say it, big clubs leaving the Premiership very soon. Southampton, not the biggest club in the world, decent-sized club in England, going to be gone. Leeds, not the biggest club in the world, decent-sized club in England, going to be gone. Everton, oh boy, have never been relegated out of the Premiership. Going to be gone.
I think Chelsea wants to join the party.
Chelsea would love to join the party. I would love for Chelsea to join the
Trying
party.
so hard. to
Oh
join
my
the
God.
party.
They're not letting them in.
Frank Lampard steps in, and you're thinking, okay, new manager bounce. Here we go. 5 straight losses. What? How is that possible? Terrible. Rumor is that Pochettino has officially signed, boys, and he will be the manager taking over in the summer. Chelsea.
In the English Championship?
No. Apparently, there is still a mathematical chance for Chelsea to be relegated.
Is it-
I believe there's also a mathematical chance that they could actually make Europe.
Yes.
Just an FYI. I don't think either
I
are
think
happening.
it's the latter where if they keep screwing up and the teams below them get some wins, this could make it very
They're not getting
interesting.
relegated. They're not getting European soccer next year. They're done. But
London
here's
would
what
be
they
in
are going to miss
tears.
out on. They're going to miss out on Champions League money. They're going to miss out on players who want to play in the Champions League next year. They're missing out on a lot. Pochettino's going to come in and take over a team who's not in the Champions League, who's not in Europe. He's going to have to focus, and he's going to have to shed some of those players, one of them being American Christian Pulisic, who could end up, who knows where. We've talked about this several dozen times on our show.
Newcastle.
Bundesliga.
We do think
How dare
Newcastle
you.
could be a spot. I would love
Bayern? Bayern?
I would
don't
love
know.
to see him
No,
at
he
Villa.
doesn't-
I
he's
think
not good
Villa
enough.
could make a play for him, by the way, if the price tag's right. Remember, he was brought in for $57 million. Villa ain't gonna pay that, especially with a guy who hasn't been playing for the last year.
Maybe
and
you
a
could
half.
trade them for Ole Watkins.
Oh, I'll do that.
Mm.
In, sold, in.
Maybe they can give him
Can you do
the
that?
what let's see what does Chelsea not have?
Chelsea has everything, and they've got 2 of them.
They got
and
too
they're-
much. They
yeah.
got too much of everything.
I
It's
know,
a
I know,
problem.
I know, I know. We'll trade you our owner.
Yeah.
We'll give you this. We'll give you Watkins and our owner for Pulisic.
Watkins and our owner. Oh wait, I don't want their owner. Wait, I don't want. No.
No, you're not. You're not getting Todd Bowley. You're just. You
Well, I'm
know,
not giving away our owners. Our owners are brilliant.
Yeah.
They're actually just redoing the stadium now.
All right, just the washing machine then.
yeah, just
What if Pulisic goes to Stuttgart?
does he want to be involved in a relegation battle next
How
year?
dare you? But that's likely the case, isn't it?
How about Dortmund or Ajax?
He wouldn't be good enough for
or
He doesn't fit
AC
in.
Milan to play with Zlatan.
He wouldn't fit in Dortmund. They don't. They have. There's no way. He's not good enough anymore. I would say they have
Dortmund
better
won't shell
players.
out the money that's required to bring him
They
back.
brought
They
in
don't wanna pay
other
for him.
players
Yeah.
though that have more upswing than him. I hate to say it.
He's too old now for them. They like
Yeah.
to bring in younger.
I
developed
think he should
Munich.
go play
He ain't playing for Munich.
Serie A or La Liga. Those are my two things. He needs to go where he's going to play full time.
Newcastle.
I think he'll get minutes at Newcastle, and that's their style of play. I think it's a good one. Yeah, I think we called that about several months ago, and I think it's a good one. I think that's where
Brooks
he could
called
end up.
it, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
Are you walking it back, Brooks?
No, I'm just
Don't walk it back, Brooks.
other options, you know.
Other options.
Lay the stake in the ground and die on it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, something that popped up on the Facebook group, Nate, you originally
Hey.
posted this. There was a
did?
15-year-old young lady, the youngest player ever to start or to play in the NWSL. Now, there's been 3 different 15-year-olds playing in NWSL.
Which seems a lot.
It seems a lot, and it is a lot, to be honest. They're 15-year-old girls playing in a professional setting.
And every one of them gets a massive announcement, it
Yeah,
seems like.
and it's
PR for the NWSL.
Yeah,
It
Is-
almost
is the
seems like a
NWSL
PR,
helping this
PR
out?
scam, yeah.
yeah, is it? But I got to be honest. One of the young ladies, Chloe Ricketts from right here in Michigan, a next level training product. She's been playing for the Washington Spirit. She signed a big contract with them. I watched several times as she has stepped on as a substitute, and she's held her own. She's actually done all right.
So there could be one or two, and I hope it's the latter. It could be marketing, or it could be that if you're starting a new league, you're probably void of talent a little bit, and so
Yeah.
you're filling it with
Yeah.
whatever talent you can find. And I'm hoping it's the latter.
Agreed.
And it just brings up an interesting question of, well, it seems kind of odd every time I come across a
NWSL.
NWSL post. It's about the new 15-year-old that's about
Yeah.
that just playing. It seems
Yeah.
just rather, and yes, I get it. I understand there's 15-year-olds that make their debut. I understand that there's 15-year-olds that play at other teams around the world, but usually they don't get like announcements
Yeah.
by the league
Yeah.
constantly.
Constantly.
It's just different
all
for
right.
WSL because
So-
it's,
Yeah.
It is. It
And
is.
it could be just that listen, if you're starting a new league, and there are women's leagues around the world now, and a lot of the good players have migrated into England and have migrated into Germany because they've really jumped forward with their leagues, and they're doing very well attendance wise and playing wise, like competitive.
well, women's pro soccer in the United States was like the only place
It
like
was.
even Europeans could play. Like, you know what I mean?
And
Like,
then it's now reversed
years
itself
ago,
in
yeah.
the last
It's
like
different.
2 years now.
yeah.
That's gonna show in the Women's World Cup
Yep.
that starts in
Sure.
July, because I think these other countries. I think the other countries are going to top the USA. By the way.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sounds
said
good.
this years ago.
Yeah.
I said this was writing on the wall when I sat
Yeah.
at a convention, and somebody who was presenting said, in my opinion, very arrogantly, the rest of the world needs to do what we do because look how good our women's teams are. And I said, no, the rest of the world has been behind
Yep.
because they didn't see a value in it, and now they do.
Yep.
And as soon
They're
as
investing.
they pour money into it and treat it like they do the men's teams,
Yep.
you guys are going to be in the wake. And that's what's going on because you got major clubs now, Wolfsburg, Munich,
Yep.
Chelsea, United,
And
Stuttgart.
United,
women's team.
so
okay,
the-
just kidding with
the,
Stuttgart.
the Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, Aston Villa.
SG.
What they've done is they've actually figured out that if we start a women's team
Yeah.
and we put a lot of money into that, we can actually that can be set as spending.
Yeah.
And as we are doing something for these, so guess what? We now get to make and take more money and buy more players and put it into salaries for the
Yep.
men's team. So the FA, the Football Association, said, go ahead and put money into the women's league, into the women's game. That's great. We'd love to see that grow. And then you can get more money to put into your men's team. So that's what's going on there. I got to read up the rules, but that's what's going on.
So the
now,
Frauen, just so you know, the Frauen Bundesliga has 12 different teams that are in there and a promotion relegation.
and there's only 12 NWSL teams here in
And-
America.
and
No
there's a-
promotion relegation.
Yeah, so there's a League 1 and 2 in this, and just to I'm just gonna grab a random game here because most of them I've been seeing have been doing very well in attendance. So this game, Munich versus Freiburg, had not a lot of people. Sorry, they played the Arsenal women's team, and they usually I've been coming across things are packing in
Yeah,
40,
they're
50,000
packing in a
people.
lot.
They had an Arsenal versus Bayern Munich women's friendly, had 21,000 people in
Just
it.
for a friendly, huh?
Just for a friendly.
Wow.
So,
All right. Well, the
oh
reason
no,
we-
that was Women's Champions League. Sorry, not a
Okay.
friendly.
The reason we started this conversation is because there has been, we'll say, 3, which is a bit of an influx of women's players being 15 years old. Yesterday, history was made for Barcelona. They had a 15-year-old play.
Male.
Yamal was his name. He played, and dude player. But here, I'm going to read this. At 15, Yamal becomes Barcelona's youngest to debut in La Liga and the 5th youngest to play in Spain's top flight. And you went, wait a minute. There's been 4 players who are younger than him that have played in La Liga? The youngest, Luca Romero, 15 years, 219 days old, made his debut for Mallorca in 2020 and is still the youngest player to ever have his debut in La Liga.
I think that's the club Stuart Holden owns with Steve Nash.
Mallorca, really?
Yeah.
I think they're not
Part
full,
owners.
not full owners,
But they're
partial owners. Yes,
yeah.
they we'll call them investors at this point.
Yes.
But I've become more partial to the listen. If they're good enough, they're old enough. I don't care what size you are, how old you are. If you can step on the field and compete against grown men and grown women and hold your own, then good enough. Then good for you. Because if you think about it, I think Lionel Messi is 5'6", 135 pounds, and he competes against 6'4" guys every week.
I
right?
agree with the same philosophy. I just was questioning the
marketing,
constant promotion that was
agree.
going on, and I just hope it's for the right reason, not the wrong reason. That's it. I'm not saying that these 15-year-old women. I'm not saying Chloe Ricketts isn't good enough. That's not what I'm saying at all.
I understood.
What I'm saying is I'm hoping the promotion is not a Freddie Adu style promotion because, hey, it's going to sell some stuff. Let's do it. And it's done for the right reason. That's it. That's it.
Yep. And I agree with you. I hope it is done for the right reasons. I hope those players sign those contracts for the right reasons.
And the contacts.
Contacts
They have trouble
and
seeing.
contacts, yes, because they got trouble seeing. We did mention it earlier for the first time ever, 3 female on-field referees in an MLS pro game.
And not a single use of VAR.
Probably not.
Actually, I don't know if that's true, but I just that would be fun.
And to put a joke out there, which I'll probably get lambasted for, I think females are probably the best referees because they're the best judge of when males are wrong. So they'll call it out instantly. But it is actually good to see.
That's Craig Hearn at wearesoccer.com for all your complaints on his joke.
My Facebook is up and running, so go ahead and message
Twitter,
me there.
you can tweet him at.
But anyway, but it was good to see. I think Brooks, we said there was the female middle and linesman of ARs, as they're called. What,
so
ARs,
it was
right?
the 3 were Tori Penso, which is Chris Penso, who also refs in Major League Soccer.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's
it's a husband and wife
the-
couple for that are referees.
quite the couple duo there, man. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Tori Penso, Brooke Mayo, and Felicia Mariscal were the 3 women referees. One did the center. Well, it looks like in this video, one did the center. One was on the line. One was an assistant referee, and then looks like one of the males was one of the linesmen.
Either way, history made in the MLS. Very interesting there. So we've had change in, just to kind of do a little bit of a recap here, we've had a change at the Premiership, top of the Premiership, as Man City are now leading there. We've had a change in Bundesliga. Again? That's going to go, I think that's going to go back and forth. Up and down, up and down. It's going to be Bayern this week, Dortmund next week, Bayern next, it'll keep going. There's
Wheel
only
that
5
never
games
ends.
left. Yeah.
Yay!
We've had Jurgen Klopp. I don't think we actually talked about that. He was celebrating the Jota goal, went up to the 4th official.
He pulled his butt.
He pulled
I hate when I pull my
his
ass.
hamstring. And then you could see him go, oh, God. Oh, wait, no, I better not do that because everybody's going to know what just happened. That was, again, I think one of the best games of the season I've seen so far. And, again, I didn't have a dog in a fight. Fernandes ends Villa's unbeaten run. Villa, 10 games unbeaten. Fernandes 1-0 with Man United beats Villa there. Leeds in relegation battle. It'll be interesting to see how the game tomorrow goes. Leicester versus Everton. If I've got to pick one winner, I'm pulling for Leicester, to be honest, boys. I'd love to know who everybody else is pulling for. So, yeah, it's been... Listen, we're cutting the show a little short tonight compared to most weeks. Most weeks we go 2 hours, but we did 2 hours at the Dog and Pony Show Brewing Company earlier today.
what a fun experience we had there. Brooks, you and I tasted some beers, and we'll put
Yeah.
that video up probably later this week.
It was good.
Again, a big thank you to our partners here at We Are Soccer. So thank you to Next Level Training, some of the best trainers in the country. Thank you to Soccer World. If you need any soccer gear, you name it, boots, shirts, shorts, socks. No one likes to buy socks, do they? But you got to do it.
Grip socks.
Yeah, ooh, grip
I
socks.
love me a pair of new socks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, if you got to do it, it's soccerworld.net.
Mm.
And if you are here in Metro Detroit, they got 3 locations: Canton, Rochester, and Brighton. I'm going to be in the Canton location this week. Not signing autographs, boys, so don't come down. Yeah, a big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing in Oak Park. Trust me, they're closed on Monday, so don't go there tomorrow. But Tuesday through Sunday, they're open. They show a lot of soccer games. Their beers are fantastic. It's not a good thing that I have found these guys because their beers are good, and I like beer.
We haven't brought Nate yet.
We haven't, Brittany.
No,
And I think
because someone decided to plan something when I had plans. Way to be.
sorry.
Actually, I couldn't say I didn't have plans.
Your
Technically.
kids
could've
had
brought
plans.
your
No,
kids.
my wife had plans.
Your wife had plans, so you had to stay home with the kids.
Yeah.
Doesn't it suck being a... Yeah, okay, we're not going to go there. There's a lot we could talk about. Boys, but we are going to cut tonight short. Thank you again to our friends and partners. Nate and Brooks, thanks for being here, boys. And I guess we'll do this again next Sunday. Next Sunday, maybe we'll have an official logo and a name for the Sunday
Next
show.
Sunday, I'm doing the whole podcast shirtless if Stuttgart wins.
Oh, boy.
Make some
God,
good
I'm
German food.
praying for
Yeah,
the
maybe.
other team to win.
I'm bringing pretzels too.
Ooh, I like
Wait, you're
German
bringing
pretzels.
I like pretzels.
Yeah.
Beer cheese.
That's not a thing in Germany.
Is it not? Oh.
It's just called
What are they-
just called cheese in Germany.
Yeah. No,
Oh.
there's a actual traditional Schwabisch pretzel place over in Farmington that I can pick some up.
Ooh.
If I can't pronounce it, I'm not sure I want to eat it. But
Pretzel.
yeah, oh,
You can always do a pizza party too.
We could do a pizza party. Little Caesars, $5 hot and ready.
Oh,
Grab it on the way
Jesus.
in.
Gonna run
Yeah,
through
better
me.
pizza than that. But
you
we-
could,
yeah,
but why would you
yeah.
want to?
Do you know what we are gonna have next week, boys?
You ever put a Zap Pack on a Little Caesar? It's
No.
amazing.
We are next week gonna have more beer from Dog and Pony.
Cool. Can I get
Show.
more than this, like a little pour that you did for
Well,
me?
if you can bring a man's glass, sure.
This is a man's glass. It's a shoe.
It's a that shoe would fit a baby and you.
Maybe. I do have little feet. You want to listen. You want to go toe to toe with man style glasses. I'll bring in some of my Liter Steins.
Mm.
We'll fill that shit up, and then we won't leave here until we're done drinking,
Oh, Jesus.
or until someone comes to pick us up.
Uber, yeah, Uber's gonna
Yeah,
be a
make it-
sponsor. Uber's gonna be a sponsor soon. by the
Help! How do
way.
we get to the after party bar we normally go to?
Yeah. All right, boys. That'll do us for the night. Thank you again for everybody joining. Listen, we are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can find us. Do us a favor. Leave us a 5-star review and comment and let us know what you think. If you are on YouTube, if you are on Twitter or Twitch, do us a favor. Give us a like, give us a subscription, give us a share. We would appreciate it. And for now, we will say see you next week. Cheers.
Roast.